Hey, this is Tom Desmond. I'm the CEO of Apricot Law, and I'm going to do a quick analysis video of the top ranking sites for these phrases: Buffalo car accident lawyer, Rochester car accident lawyer, and Syracuse car accident lawyer. Why? Because these are valuable phrases. If you're ranked organically for these phrases, you're going to get a lot of car accident cases. So let's just jump in. Here's the first phrase: Buffalo car accident lawyer. These are the ads, even though they're at the top. We know the bounce rate's very high, so it's not that valuable. This is super important. You need to be ranked in maps. And there's a way to do that. I can't go into it in the video, but it is organic. So this is something that could be set up for you properly. This is the winner circle 1, 2, and 3. Actually, 4 is also pretty valuable. So this is what we're going to talk about. And as you can see, I have some tools set up here in my search engine results page that give me the numbers. And really, this organic ranking comes down to numbers. It's not magic. It's relevance and authority. And everything on your site makes you relevant, and there's a very specific way to do that. And then everything off of your site, which can be boiled down to backlinks and social signals, is what makes you authoritative or strong. So you get your website set up properly and you're relevant for the search phrases, and then you pound that site with links and you make that site nice and strong. Like backlinks are your website's nutrition. So let's see who's in the number one spot. I know it's going to seem odd to you to hear these numbers, but I'm on this stuff all day and I have been for years. So I'm going to do my best to explain some of these numbers. Everything is pretty much 1 to 100, 100 being the highest, 1 being very, very weak. And I'll talk about on-site in a second. But so look at these numbers here. The number one site's a page authority of 14. That's out of 100. That's very weak. What I would expect to see here, or what I would like to see, is a page authority of like 36, right? So it's strange for me to see a website in the number one spot with such a low page authority. And there are other numbers that are low too. The trust flow is 18 out of 100. And the links themselves, this is the relevance factor of these links. I don't see law and society like I do down here. Fine law, their trust flow is very high, and most of their links are law related. So that's why that purple law and society is at the top there. So this site is number one, and it doesn't have a lot of authority. So the reason it's number one is because it's relevant, right? So the good news for you is that it's not hard to make a site that's really relevant for car accidents in Buffalo. That's the easy part. It's much harder to build up authority because you can't do it all at once. You can't just pound your site with 2,000 links 1 week and expect Google to say, "Oh, this is a valid site." It has to be done over time. So the good news for a Buffalo car accident attorney is you can very quickly rearrange your website and add a lot of car accident content in the proper way and set up silos and custom sidebars and internal links and everything. And I won't go into all that technical stuff now and show Google that you're providing more relevant information than anybody else in the top 10. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy. Let's check out some other results. Here's the number 3 law firm. I say number 2 because I don't really count this as it's not a law firm, right? So, and another bit of information that you might find useful. A lot of attorneys they see Fine Law and they see Avos probably down here somewhere, Thumbtack, and they think, "Oh, this is too competitive. These big sites are up there." Well, these sites are very strong. However, they're not hard to outrank. And that's because you could be more relevant than them. And this is an example. This very weak site is above it. It's above Fine Law because they just happen to set up their website properly. And it's not even, it's maybe 55% of the way there. They didn't do a lot. So it's not hard to bounce up above Fine Law. Here's another. I'm just going to do a quick click on this one to see if I can find something interesting to point out to you. No, nothing that interesting. I'll show you a little bit here. using this tool to analyze on page. Let me click out of this one. The URL, they have Buffalo Auto Accident Lawyers. It's kind of over optimized because that's in this folder, Auto Accident Attorney Buffalo, which is in their personal injury attorney folder. So that's kind of over optimized, and their page title is perfect. I would use the word car instead of auto because it gets searched more. And their H1 tag is under optimized. It just says automobile accidents. It should say Buffalo Car Accident Lawyer to match the page title. And they don't have really any H2 tags. So I said I wasn't going to talk about on-page, but I'll go through it quickly. These are the most important on-page components, the things that Google looks at to determine relevance. So this is the URL. Their URL is over-optimized and not really set up properly. Their page title is good, and the H tags are under-optimized. So the H1 tag, which is this right here, if you can see it, I'm highlighting down below, is important. Some SEOs say it isn't, but we own 600 websites and we test them constantly. And we know when we change the H1 tag, we can jump up a couple of spots, and we've proven that. And H2 tags are really important. You can't find there isn't an H2 tag on the page, but it's like smaller text, a little smaller than this header, but they're longer. They're usually like article style headers that lead the reader down the page, and they have synonyms in them and keywords, and it's really important. H2 tags are really powerful. So this site is not taking advantage of that. Okay, let's get out of here. And they were in the number 3 spot. So they're in the winner circle, and they only have a page authority of 20, which is not that strong. Only one root domain, this one RD right here, means there's only one other website linking to this page. This number 1 site also has only one RD. So this is not a competitive market at all. The website in the number 4 position is actually stronger than the websites above it, and I'll show you why. Page authority of 31 with 11 root domains. They chose to rank their homepage for Buffalo Car Accident Lawyer, which is a good strategy. Trust flow of 21, which is not bad. We like to crank our trust flow up to in the 40s someplace, 46, 47. With a trust flow of 47, you could outrank anything for any phrase, any location. And look at this. They have a good number of law-related websites linking to them. That's what this little 17, this purple 17 means. If you look above, this website does not have law-related sites linking to it. It has business and marketing. Of course, FindLaw has law-related sites pointing to it. So why is this website in the number 4 spot? Well, it could be a lot of different things. Could be that they're being pulled out of a penalty. It could be that they were in the number 1 spot earlier and a bunch of links dropped off, or they got some negative SEO. It could be a lot of different things. It would take me a while to figure it out. Not a while. I mean, I'd have to do a little research. I could figure it out, but I wouldn't know just by looking at the site as is. I can, however, pop it into Majestic and see what Majestic says. Trust flow of 26, 98 referring domains, which means there's 98 different websites linking into this homepage for a total of 412 times. Anchor text ratio is a big thing. Well, they have anchor text ratio. It's the text of the link on the other of the site that's pointing to you. And if you over optimize that text, you get hit with a penalty. And we can see right here, this 43%, 43% of their links is a New York construction accident attorney, which is over optimized. So my guess is, because they have so many external backlinks coming from a relatively small list of referring domains, one of these referring domains uses this text, New York construction accident attorney, like in a sidebar link or like a permanent footer link or an ad or something that's in the header. And that can hurt you. So I went off on a tangent, but I hope that was interesting. Let's check out Rochester. We see some of the same cast of characters, Salino and Barnes, as we know. They have a lot of money and they advertise everywhere, and they spend a lot on organic, so they have, a lot of stuff set up properly. They're in the number 2 spot in Rochester for that phrase. We'll take a look at that page. However, they have not been able to push above the FindLaw site, so maybe there's an issue with their relevance. But let's take a look at this. So Trust Flow 42. A lot of their links are law related, which is fantastic. Page authority is only 15. So let's take a closer look at this page. All right. Their URL, Rochester Car Accident Lawyer, they have that set up properly. Their page title, Rochester Car Accident Lawyers. Their H1 tag, Rochester Car Accident Lawyers. Their H2 tags, they have rear end collision, distracted driver. Those are good things to have in H2s. I would suggest using more H2s. All right. This is a powerful site. It's a good site to outrank. I don't see a custom sidebar. They have non-related pages in the sidebar. They have a med mal and mesothelioma, slip and fall. All right, so this is not such a hard site to outrank. They do have some things in order, and they do have a decent amount of links. I want to check this individual page, this actual page in this tool, to see how many links are actually going into this page. All right, 0. So all the nutrition that this page is getting, that's in the number 1 spot, they're in the number 2 spot, is coming from the site itself. So the fact that this tool has a 0 here for referring domains means that there are 0 other websites linking to this page. The only link or only power and juice coming to this page is from the home page, and it's going through the contact us page, which is odd. So that's the reason they're in the number 2 spot and not above FindLaw, because their on page looks very good, and their domain authority, it's not that strong. The trust flow is very good, but this is trust flow of the home page. The ranking page is a trust flow of 26 because it's coming from a very relevant home page. The reason they're not above FindLaw is because they don't have any other relevant websites linking into that page. Does that make sense? They're also in the number 3 spot. Here's Avo. So when I see FindLaw and Avo in the top 5 and then one other firm taking up 2 spots, I know immediately that I can come along, with my team and crank up a website to jump up into these spots. Because what's happening here is Google does not really have any other options. They're stuck. They don't want to promote FindLaw, and they don't want to put the same website twice. And they're not crazy about promoting any of these directories, right? So it's not hard to do it. And here's proof, because here is a page authority of 16 in the number 5 spot. Their trust flow is very low. It's a 4. And, the homepage is a 7. The ranking page is a 4. They do have law-related sites. There's only 1 referring domain for a total of 4 links, so there's really no nutrition. Probably one of the only reasons it's in the top 10 is because they have these components set up properly. Their URL is not even optimized because it doesn't say Rochester. It does say law firm in the domain. It says Rochester Car Accident Attorney in the page title and in the H1. So that was enough to bring this page into the number 5 spot. I hope that's illuminating. Here's Syracuse. So I think I've kind of explained some of this stuff. I have not talked about links. We'll take a quick look here in case there's an attorney from Syracuse watching. Trust flow, pretty low. There's only 7 law-related. Page authority is a 1. So there's no authority coming to this ranking page. The only reason they're up there is because they're relevant. meaning they put the Syracuse car accident lawyer in the title. It looks like they put it in the URL as well. FindLaw comes in at number 2. See? A very weak site outranking a very strong site. It comes down to relevance. I don't know what this is. This looks like another society. They have nice links. They're relevant. Page authority of 16 in the number 3 spot. They could be climbing up. Yep. In the number 4 spot, again, Syracuse accident lawyer. They didn't put car in the title, but they were still strong enough to pop up into the number 4 spot. Now check this out. Trust flow of 37 and 31, and they have a good number of law-related links. They're in the number 4 spot. Look at the page title, Syracuse accident lawyer. If they put car, they simply put that word car right here in the title, they would take the number 1 spot. Because look at the website in the number 1 spot. Look at the numbers. Trust flow of 14, page authority of 1. Trust flow of 37, page authority of 17, right? It just comes down to relevance. So how do we get links? Is that a good question? Well, that's what we do. We get links. And links they have certain qualities. So links have to be diverse. You have to have the right anchor text ratio. The links have to be relevant, like I was showing you here with this purple thing here. They have to be authoritative and focused. So you can't just get a bunch of weak law firm or law-related sites or law-related blogs linking to you. They have to have law-related links pointing to them. So that's where the relevance and authority comes in. Those links, those pages that are linking to you have to be law-related, and they have to be strong. And they have to have good metrics. Just like we're analyzing these metrics, your links have to have good metrics. And velocity is also very important. So you can't have 20 links one week and then 2,000 links the next week. That just is unnatural. So it takes time. The good news is relevance doesn't have to take time. You could set up your site properly right away. So I hope this video is helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to call me. The number's on the screen someplace. Or you can go to apricotlaw.com and take advantage of the free website audit video. I'm sure that button popped up too. That's you can get a video shot by me actually going through your website to help you out. All right, all the best to you, and I hope to talk to you soon.